I'm allergic to the chemical released when fresh oranges are peeled. That first spray when you open an orange will put me into anaphylactic shock. Super specific, super rare when the allergy is that severe. Oh gosh, that sounds really scary. I'm super sensitive to oranges being peeled as well, but have never experienced anaphylaxis. I usually just have to grab my puffer and that's it. I'm currently breathing with someone else's lungs. I mean finders keepers, right? I'm chimeric, except I have 2 twins. I'm walking around with my fraternal twin brother's DNA and identical twin sister's spinal tube next to my spinal tube. I was supposed to be 3 individuals. I am born on the same date as my dad and great-grandpa. Benign brain tumor that may have been sitting there my whole life. My doctors say lots of people could be walking around and not even know it, so who knows how rare it is. I was cured of stage 3B lung cancer. I have epilepsy. So about 1 in 100, not that rare at all really, but I've had a status epilepticus, which is when you have seizures that don't stop until you die, without intervention. I woke up in the ICU with my hands strapped to the bed, a feeding tube in, a catheter and an insanely sore throat from being intubated. I also have had surgery where they drilled 2 holes in my skull and inserted 2 subdural electrodes to find out where the seizures originate from. That's under the dura mater, right on the surface of my brain. Still have 2 holes in my skull now. I always thought they'd grow over, but apparently just the exposed marrow around the edges closed itself up. So, I want to be donated to a university and turned into a skeleton when I die, slightly smiling face. Not much at all now. I had my first seizure out of the blue at 25. I had my license taken away and had to move to be closer to work. It took a long time to figure things out and things were pretty dark for a while. I had a shitload of seizures, at work, at home. The shower tap gave me 4 stitches over my left eye. I got a big old bruise on my back from falling back and hitting the toilet, then having a seizure between the toilet and tub. Hell, I even had a seizure at Canadian Tire. Lol, I was in the hospital multiple times. I was put in restraints by the cops at the hospital one time because they were trying to restrain me while I was in my postnictal state. What got me through was my amazing girlfriend, who is currently my wife, slightly smiling face, and a great group of friends. I'm now 33 and haven't had a seizure for over 3 years. I have 2 amazing children and a beautiful, loving wife. I now work from home as a design engineer. So things have been pretty good, all things considered. I do have to take 7 pills of medication every day. The side effects are kind of annoying, in that it affects my balance, concentration and short-term memory. That sounds bad, but it's not to a detrimental degree, just enough to be bothersome occasionally. I was one of the few Romanian orphans to receive a good life. I have sickle cell anemia. I am a leap day baby. Coming up on 6 years old. Smiley face. Instead of sweating, I just get really cold when working out. So far no health problems, just a cool way to freak out my friends. I'm naturally a red-headed, blue-eyed, left-handed human and the only one in my family with those characteristics. Left-handed, dyspraxic and celiac. I'm like the unicorn nobody asked for. Survived premature birth without any defects. Edit, for all those wondering, I was born 4 months early at 1 pound 6 ounces. I'm an 18-month survivor of stage 3 pancreatic cancer and currently in complete remission. Being reasonably well adjusted despite spending years as a foster kid where some of the homes were abusive. I'm a colorblind woman. Apparently, it's 8x rarer in women than in men. I'm an Asian and also a natural ginger. I'll send a pic to the people who've asked to see in a bit. I don't wanna blow my Reddit anonymity. Just DM me if you want to see and haven't left a comment yet. One of my eyes is sectorally heterochromatic. That's rare enough on its own, but I figure that the color combination and position on the iris makes it absolutely unique on Earth. Edit, wow, this blew up. For those asking, I'm hazel with a chunk of brown. My sister is colorblind. My 2 brothers and I'm also a boy, are not. I was present the 2 times the US was attacked on American soil. I lived in Pearl City, Hawaii, just outside of Pearl Harbor when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor on 12/7/1941. I worked in the Pentagon when a missile struck it on the 9th of November 2001.